The police officer and the woman started talking by greeting each other and asking, "Hey, what's going on?" The woman asked how he was doing and told him that she was fine, but her voice had a hint of doubt that made some people suspicious. The officer went on to tell her why they had pulled her over, saying that they had gotten a tip about how she drove.
Parking lot, and as I observed you driving, you had a hard time maintaining a single lane. And at one point, we was at 200 and Black Rock, there was a black car that was behind you. Luckily enough, they were traveling a safe enough distance, but you went into their lane and then went back into the center lane. And you didn't put any blinkers on or anything like that.
I don't recall that.
He said that people had seen her drive over curbs and have trouble staying in one lane. In one case, she had even changed lanes without using her turn signals. The officer was worried about how she was driving, especially since a black car was behind her at one point and they almost hit each other. The woman seemed surprised by the accusations, but she didn't give a good answer. The officer asked her if she had any health problems or if she had taken any medicine that day to rule out any possibility of medical problems.
Okay. Are you okay? Do you have any medical issues or anything like that going on right now?
I just stopped to get my medicine.
Okay. Okay.
I was stopping to go get my husband.
The woman said she had taken her medicine, but it wasn't clear if she had done so at the right time. The officer asked if she had any other health problems, but she said she didn't, so he asked again. During their talk, the officer saw that the woman was driving with her young grandchildren. He asked if someone else could drive for her.
Hey, is there anyone that could come and drive for you? That you could call somebody to come and get them to drive? Well, we had...
The man took him.
Well, it's not just that man. We got that call, and then
came out and got the
right, and then this deputy here was following behind you and saw you leave your lane of travel and get into another lane.
Because he was worried about her safety and the chance of her getting into an accident, but she said that no one was available to drive. As he asked her about her actions on the road, the officer became more suspicious. He showed her how she had crossed lanes and driven onto curbs, which made other drivers hit the brakes to avoid a crash. The woman didn't seem to realize what she was doing, and she said she hadn't noticed anything wrong with how she was driving.
on top of me.
Shoving up?
Shoving up on top of me.
You mean falling too close behind you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just didn't see anything.
Do you notice that you're kind of going in and out your lanes? You don't notice that? Okay. So it's not bad, but it's enough to where other cars in the other lanes will have to hit their brakes because you're going into other lanes of traffic as you're going back over. So like I say, it's not bad, but it's enough to where it'll cause for concern, especially if you're running over curbs and stuff like that. With that being said, do I need to call rescue or anything like that for you? Okay.
This lack of awareness made the officer even more worried because it could be a sign of being drunk or high. The officer asked if she had any alcohol, drugs, or narcotics that day to get more information. The woman vehemently denied using drugs and stressed out that she did not do things like that. Even though her answer seemed sure, the officer couldn't help but notice how dismissive she was the whole time they talked. As the officer kept looking at the situation, he said that she might not be in good enough shape to drive. He asked if she knew anyone who could come pick her up and drive her, but the woman said again and again that she was alone, so the officer had no choice but to tell her he was worried about her safety.
I'm concerned about you getting into an accident, that's all I say that. I'm concerned for your safety. Have you... I was going to ask you, have you consumed anything at all today?
Oh my God, no.
Any alcoholic beverages, any narcotics, any drugs at all? Nothing at all?
I do not do alcohol.
Okay.
And I
The officer decided to give her a field sobriety test to figure out how drunk she was, but the woman fought against it and didn't want to take part right away.
Okay. Would you be willing to participate in field sobriety exercises?
feel sobriety.
Yes.
Field sobriety. No.
She had a nonchalant and dismissive attitude, saying whatever over and over again and not trying to help. The officer thought that talking to her anymore might not help, so he decided to read her Miranda rights.
Now I just have to read this to you before I ask you any questions, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in the court of law.
DUI, right?
You have the right to talk to a lawyer and to have him present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. If you decide, or you can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand?
Whatever.
Do you understand?
Whatever.
It's a yes or no.
It's a whatever.
So do you understand what I just told you?
It's a whatever.
Do you understand? Okay, with those rights in mind, do you want to speak with me?
No, I don't.
You don't want to talk at all?
He told her that she had the right to stay quiet and that her words could be used against her in court. He asked her if she got it, but she didn't seem to care or want to help. Because she wouldn't answer questions or do the field sobriety test, the officer thought she might be driving under the influence, DUI, and put her under arrest.
Alright, I'm going to put these up front so they're not super uncomfortable, alright?
Whatever.
Okay, give me your hands. Use your other hand as well. Alright.
He then put her in handcuffs and took her to the back of his patrol car. During the whole conversation, the woman's attitude and actions showed that she didn't care about how serious the situation was. The officer was very worried by her casual and dismissive answers and the fact that she didn't seem to be aware of how she was driving. It became clear that there might be more to her behavior than was first thought, so the officer did what he needed to do to keep the public safe. Ultimately, Grandma found herself facing serious charges as a result of the incident.
I'm sorry?
Knows that I don't drink. That man right there knows that I don't drink.
Okay. We're going this way.
She was charged with multiple felonies, including 2 counts of child abuse and a misdemeanor charge of driving under the influence, DUI, with a minor in the vehicle. The gravity of the situation became evident as the legal consequences unfolded.